Hi, welcome to She Spice. Right, somewhat a long time ago, the world was acquainted with the flexible, luxuriously finished instrument of one Mr. Tevin Campbell. So doubts are mounting around Quincy Jones and Will Smith. An ever-increasing number of people nowadays know that Quincy has forever been known for tutoring enormous names in the business, yet it seems as though he wasn't simply working with the laid-out stars. One of the more youthful craftsmen he was associated with was Tevin Campbell. Currently, reports are saying that Tevin Campbell is at last focusing on how he might truly associate him with Quincy in a not really ideal manner with ruler goods hanging out of their jeans or something to that effect. You know, yet Insta-Quincy dressed you, I think, or someone who has a while back, the world was acquainted with the unbelievably flexible voice of Mr. Tevin Campbell. He was brought into the workplaces of Warner Siblings Records by jazz trailblazer Bobby Humphrey and endorsed by Warner Siblings' famous senior VP of dark music Benny Medina. When he was only 12 years old, TV's profession was then pushed into the public eye by, in all honesty, the notorious Quincy Jones, causing a ton of tension. Michael Jackson, it wasn't such a lot of tension.
Gathering those individuals and working with those individuals since I was a youngster in the event that that great beginning wasn't sufficient, Tevin Campbell's presentation single with Quincy Jones in 1989 in the end arrived at number 1 on the announcement R&B diagrams at around a similar time Campbell was turning 14. This achievement was driven to a limited extent by a tune that turned into a staple in graduation assembly halls, high school talent shows, and youth ensembles. Across America, Quincy Jones' collection Back on the Block even won the Grammy for Collection of the Year. Anyway, that achievement came at a lofty and troublesome cost. We heard we took care of the city. We were child hoodlums. We had every one of the stores work in every one of the stores. We took boxes of honey. In mid-2018, Quinn Jones caused, all in all, a disturbance online when he spilled the tea as well as unloaded the whole drink on a few diversion figures during a meeting. These disclosures drove numerous web clients to fire, uncovering apparent soil in the incredible music maker. One of the tales that got some momentum after the meeting was about Tevin Campbell and Will Smith. Among the well-established bits of gossip was one recommending that the Grammy-winning craftsman had supposedly abused R&B vocalist Tevin Campbell when Campbell was still a minor. Anyway, it was denied by Tevin himself, as he said, "Now that I'm moving, people will truly express a few nauseating things." Tevin was M by Quincy GTFO with Satan, and keeping in mind that Teen Campbell's name came up during the meeting with Quincy, praising him enthusiastically, the previous youngster star took to Twitter to clear up any misinterpretations about his relationship with the music tycoon. Anyway, the might we at any point talk artist is evident that simply never happened. Now that I'm moving, people will truly express a few sickening things. Tevin was M by Quincy Teve, composed alongside giggling emoticons. Doubts about Tevin Campbell's S started a very long time prior, tracing all the way back to the start of his vocation when he was 12. For quite a long time, he stayed quiet about his S, denying charges that he was gay, which might have been filled by tales that his guide Quincy Jones S attacked him as a teen, charges Campbell has over and over denied, despite what the numbers propose, that it could be because of tension with me. I love my fans, yet their opinion on me and their lack of significance to me, like you supporting me, is cool when we can arrive at the spot and society, particularly dark people. Campbell has spoken about his S seldom yet in a 2003 meeting with Sister Toyster magazine. He recommended he has a tri-S demeanor towards S, keeping up with that. He wasn't gay. He expressed, "I'm not gay yet. There are various things that I truly do. Like S being in the business, you are acquainted with a variety of things. I'm not gay, yet I'm an oddity, and I think many individuals understand what an oddity is, notwithstanding periodic notices hypotheses erupted again before this year when he tweeted an D afterward erased teen is with a rainbow banner and emoticon with shades. In spite of this tweet in erase, he answered saying, "I'll reside when somebody recommended he may before long be prohibited from Florida." The tweet is still up. From that point forward, he has had the rainbow banner emoticon alongside a falcon in his Twitter bio, recommending he is an individual from the LGBTQ community in addition to the local area. During a web recording with individuals, Campbell shared that being given a role as Kelp J. Nails in the Broadway melodic Hairspray assisted him with genuinely winding up being around individuals who were like me, LGBTQ, in addition to individuals that were carrying on with typical resides and had complications I had never seen. After that, Tevin imparted a legacy photograph to the TV symbol Oprah. In the photograph, a youthful Campbell horribly smiled next to a grinning Oprah wearing all dark-in-like manner. Oprah has come to the guard of Jones, who has been a huge piece of her life since she was beginning. As per the television, Quincy Jones was liable for finding her for purple, something that has been crucial for her profession. Tevin was once viewed as one of the most gifted artists universally, yet entering the business as a minor left him helpless against double-dealing by many, including Quincy Campbell's. His next prominent joint effort was with Ruler when he was only 15, bringing about the hit Endlessly Round, arriving at the main 15 on the Bulletin Hot 100 and cresting at number 3 on the R&B graphs. By the age of 18, Campbell was perceived as one of a handful of the voices permitted to succeed in ad-libs and higher keys on the 1994 Foundation single, as you will realize by individuals of color. This tune highlighted an arrangement of skilled craftsmen, including Usher Gerald Levert L. DeBarge, Lenny Kravitz, and 18-year-old Tevin Campbell. This was the type of organization that Tevin Campbell kept, as well as succeeded in grinning unhesitatingly and sparking with energetic ability until everything self-destructed, and he was acquainted with Will. A few sources have proposed that their relationship was shaken due to Will's supposed extramarital undertakings with all types of people. Will Smith's name has turned into a subject of extreme interest because of a few amazing charges that have arisen in regards to his indicated associations with different people throughout his vocation. These charges certainly stand out and have started broad conversations as the platitude goes. Where there's smoke, there's discharge. It appears that Will Smith has added to the interest by revealing insight into his craving for idealism from his conjugal relationship while being essential for a whimsical family with exceptional conjugal elements. It turns into an altogether unique circumstance when tenacious tales propose that your significant other might be entrapped in undercover connections, and we conclude, I was finished with your kick me to the, I was finished with you. Such is the flow problem in the Smith family, and it appears that the woman of the house has chosen to transparently unveil the truth. The excursion was initiated with the arrival of the immortal parody dramatization. 6 Levels of Partition, where Will Smith depicted a dazzling deceiver, was anything but a separation on paper, yet it was a separation. So from the year 2016, which is a long time ago now, yes, the excursion was initiated with the arrival of the immortal satire dramatization. 6 Levels of Division, where Will Smith depicted an enthralling cheat, was pulled into extensive consideration when reports arose that a kissing scene among Smith and his co-star Anthony Michael Lobby had been shockingly discarded from the last rendition. This event set off a whirlwind of hypotheses, with the eminent entertainer deliberately staying away from the kiss to evade the expected examination of his own. These reports have continued after some time, and reality keeps on revealing that Will Smith is, and that they do this one or the other, they're both B, they do unusual things. Besides, in a 2020 meeting, Will went against his prior assertions about not completely drenching himself in the person, declaring that he earnestly embraces the technique of acting. Ways to deal with train your psyche through shutting out Will and just residing as the person right. And for 6 Levels of Detachment, it appears that Will could have been affected by the way set by his ancestor Quincy Jones. For those who aren't comfortable, Quincy Jones is a multi-capable person who has teamed up with symbols like Plain Sinatra, Arthur Franklin, and the Lord of the Rings, Michael Jackson. Anyway, his distinction stretches out past music. Bits of gossip about his associations with men have circled for a really long time, and late advancements recommend there may be a reality to those theories. I needed to be a criminal until I was 11. Coming from Chicago during the 30s, late exposures have revealed insight into the likelihood that Quincy Jones may not have adjusted to traditional, so frightening charges have surfaced, recommending that he had an impact over the inclinations of striking people, including Will Smith and Tupac. These cases allude to his critical association with the LGBTQ community in addition to the local area. Do you review that vital meeting with Tupac? It was an urgent second when he alluded to Quincy's sketchy expectations. Definitely, I think these most certainly them reports about Quincy. Subscribe She Spice for more videos.